so loud.
Oh, good. I thought it was just me.
No, it's so loud. It's just like, oh my god, it's drowning me. It's destroying my eardrums. No, we're just loud. It's just loud.
We were trying to wake y'all up.
We were trying to work.
Yeah, I'm good.
Damn, we're awake. We're here. Law and Disorder coming at you from the Wee Shed. Sponsored by Lowe's? Is this what we're doing?
Yes.
Are we sponsored by Lowe's now?
Lowe's, send us free stuff.
Please, dude, as much money as I've spent at Lowe's and Home Depot, yeah, y'all should send me free stuff right now.
Yeah, we need more insulation. We need a bigger fan. We need, I don't know, more padding. We need walling. We need air conditioner.
Is walling
paneling. Walling, paneling. Do I look like a contractor? I'm not.
Is walling a word? We need walling. We need walling.
I can make this place look like something Chip and Joanna Gaines did. It's my goal. Once all the hardware is in, we can decorate.
With their hands tied behind their back, maybe.
We're gonna make this look like Chip and Joanna Gaines did it.
I don't think it's ever gonna look as good as Chip and Joanna Gaines.
You'd be surprised. I'm a pretty good decorator.
Are you?
Yeah.
I have to ask Harrison.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what's up, guys? We're here.
Hi.
We're here in the Wee Shed.
Yes.
We're doing a show. We're here.
Yes.
It's been a couple of weeks. I've been working. I've been working furiously.
You've been doing a great job
on this Wee Shed here.
Yes. We can't show you guys the full thing, but this beautiful Lowe's wallpaper is throughout the entire Wee Shed right now.
It's not Lowe's wallpaper.
To them, it looks like Lowe's wallpaper.
Like it's
We just want to call it Lowe's wallpaper.
But it's not Lowe's wallpaper.
I know.
It's like a barrier.
Yes.
It's a barrier, and there's insulation behind it.
This barrier is throughout the entire shed. We have electricity outlets installed, and Sergio got a fan and a light installed. So things are coming around. We have an awesome mini fridge he bought.
It's not even a mini fridge. It's a little bit bigger than a mini fridge.
It's like a medium fridge. Is that a good word? A medium fridge? Because it's not a full-size fridge, but it's more than a mini one. This holds a lot of stuff. You'll fit a lot of beer in this fridge. And sodas.
Beer, no sodas.
Beer, no sodas.
Beer.
Excuse me.
Just beer.
Just beer.
No sodas.
My bad.
So we're live. I think we're live. Like we're having technical issues here with this. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this thing goes.
I'm not worried.
Best case scenario, it ends up on the internet as a recording later on.
Yes.
Worst case scenario, it ends up live and you have to watch this thing in real time.
You're really just like, why did I waste my time here versus a recording where you could fast forward to a good part. We haven't gotten to the good part yet.
There's not a good part.
We don't know that.
I know that.
How do you know that? Can you tell the future?
There's no good parts on the show.
There's no good parts. How dare.
No. So we're here. It's Oscars night, right? The Academy Awards?
The Academy Awards.
How many years has this thing been going on?
This is the 93rd Academy Awards.
Is it really?
93rd. Yes. And this is based on the article that I'm going to talk about. From what I read from it, it's going to be the lowest rated Oscars ceremony ever in existence.
That doesn't sound like that doesn't sound very promising to me.
No, and the main reason is because of COVID. They've already had to push back the date of the Oscars by 2 months. So normally the Oscars are in February.
Yeah.
And now it's April. And they also had to change up the rules for the Oscars. One of those rules being that if you want your movie to be eligible to receive an award of some sort, or if you as an actor and actress want to receive an award, then your movie has to premiere in theaters. If it doesn't premiere in theaters, it doesn't count towards the Oscars. So they had to amend that rule this year because most movies couldn't be premiered in theaters. Most movies are being premiered on HBO Max. Disney Plus offered some new movies this year, like Mulan, directly on their platform, so you couldn't go to the movie theater and watch it.
I know, I paid for
So they had to amend this rule so they could actually have people get awards.
That's stupid that they even had that rule to begin with.
I mean, there's just so many movies out there, and if they want to be able to, judge everyone and have judges vote on each one. You got to limit it because there's just so many, people do independent films, people do indie projects, and just there are other ceremonies and awards for those kinds of movies out there, so they get their recognition that they need. But
cool.
this is the Oscars.
I'm looking at this graphic of Oscar here, and he's like shrugging his
He's like,
shoulders.
"Aww."
He's
He
all
goes,
sad.
Sad day.
He's like,
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
Yeah, they're pretty much calling the 2021 Oscars. They know for sure that this is going to be the lowest viewed Oscar ceremony ever. Pretty much because this is going to be someone talking into a camera and then presenting an award, and then an actor, an actress, or director, or whoever, video conferencing in on a laptop or another camera somewhere to accept their award. This is literally what it's going to be.
So it's gonna be one of those things where, like Meryl Streep, Meryl Streep's always nominated.
Yeah.
So she's gonna be like in this awesome gown, but you're only gonna see from the waist up, and then like below that she's gonna have like pajama bottoms on and some house shoes.
Yeah, everyone's gonna have their pants on or sweatpants. I think that's hilarious, and the quality is not gonna be good because think about it. Some people are probably calling in on a cell phone that might be getting bad signal. They're using a laptop that has a crappy camera. I think it's gonna be funny. So I might go back and watch some parts just to see at least who won, if there's anyone I was wanting to win, or see who got what award this year. But man, it's just gonna be weird. It's gonna be really weird.
I guess we'll see.
But I did hear and I heard this online from multiple people, especially like I saw this on TikTok. So during the actual Academy Awards and other award shows too, like the Grammys, the Tonys, like there are more awards than what we see on TV. There's a lot more happening than what they show on camera during airtime. During airtime, they're showing, best movie of the year, best actor of the year, best actress in a leading role, like all that kind of stuff. But there's also other awards that a lot of people don't care about as much, like what's a good one? Best original score, which is strictly about the music in the movie. And some music is great. I mean, take Star Wars for example, that's a big deal. Some movies don't have great scores and music, but then you don't really think about that when you think about the movie. And yeah, so people win that. People win like, best art direction, best wardrobe, things like that. And they don't show those on TV.
They used to. They did used to do that. Now they don't do that. Now they don't care about those things.
So because of that, the Academy Awards are a lot longer than, again, what we see on TV. So you know what they do during these awards?
What?
All the celebrities, they put the very high profile celebrities literally down at the front, and all these celebrities are taking up like the first third of the room or the tables or the chairs. And then they kind of sprinkle in like random good looking people. These aren't necessarily celebrities. These are actually people that they hire to come sit in a chair next to Leonardo DiCaprio if he doesn't have like a friend or family member to put there.
Really?
Yes. And throughout the awards ceremony, these actors and actresses, they don't want to sit there through the whole thing. They want to get up. They want to use the restroom. They want to get a drink. They might get something to eat. They'll get up and leave for like 45 minutes and come back. Yeah. So they literally have extra people, more of these random people that they hire to come sit in their spots so that it gives off the illusion on camera that the seats and the stage was full the entire time. And then when the celebrity decides they want their seat back, then that person they hired gets up and leaves discreetly. And they don't show that. They don't show that on TV. But yeah, that's how they keep the illusion that this ceremony is just full of spectators the whole time, when that's not the case. People are coming and going, the entire time.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know what the coolest thing about this Me Shed? We Shed.
We Shed.
The coolest thing is I can say, I'm out, get me a refill. And you can just reach in there and you can get me a refill.
I can.
Guess what? I'm out.
You're out. You
Get
need
me
a
a
refill. Okay.
This is like the coolest thing ever now. This is the coolest thing ever. Everybody needs a wee shed. Look, I got another one.
It's like magic.
It's magic. Ta-da! It's magic. So, yeah. Refreshing sound. So the live feed's down. It's cool. We're gonna record this thing and we'll post it in a little bit. I don't care.
The internet's been a little spotty.
It's
this
alright
afternoon.
though, because we're a show that can overcome all this.
Mm-hmm. We don't let this kind of thing stop
So for
us.
those of you that are watching, this was filmed a little bit ago, and it will be posted very soon. So let's move on. What's okay? So talking about the Oscars. Let's see here.
Yeah. So the next thing I wanted to talk about, and again, having a few technical difficulties.
Is this the Florida family accused of?
We got Florida people to talk about. Our favorite state.
Florida.
Florida.
The great state of Florida.
The great old state of Florida. The only good part about Florida is Disney World.
Hey, Universal's pretty
And
badass.
Universal. But what else do you go to Florida for?
So check it out. Florida family accused of selling bleach as quote-unquote miracle COVID-19 cure, making $1 million in sales. What? What?
And you know, I read that title and I'm like, okay, either this family is really, really dumb because they thought they actually had a cure for COVID using bleach, like Clorox, or this family was really, really smart. And we're like, we are going to capitalize on all the dumb people and all the QAnon people out here that don't believe in the vaccine, and we'll just sell them some cheap bleach and make money off of it.
I think it's a little bit of both. You know.
But which one is it more? And I don't know which one I'm going to be more mad at.
I think they were really smart. I think they were just really smart, is what I'm thinking.
I think they were smart in the idea of capitalizing and abusing, you know, people's vulnerability and lack of education and things like that. But I think they were dumb in the fact that they thought they wouldn't get caught.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that too. So, a Florida family has been indicted for selling bleach as a quote-unquote miracle cure for COVID-19 and other diseases. That was announced by the Justice Department. And it's a whole family. Mark Grennan, 62, peddled the deadly chemicals with his three sons, Jonathan, 34, Jordan, 26, and Joseph, 32, as the quote-unquote miracle mineral solution for any number of ailments. So they touted this cure or solution as a cure for coronavirus, not just to treat it, but to even prevent infection. They've made $1 million on that. So, okay. So talking about this, you have a dad and his three sons. So you get convicted, you know, you get indicted, you go to jail, you get convicted, blah, 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 you go to prison. Mm-hmm. Do they like get to go together?
I don't know who decides what jail you end up going to.
Like, do you get to, like, is there like a thing where they're like, well, there's family, you know, like, do they put you together because it makes certain things easier, or do they separate you as like an even greater form of punishment?
I guess it depends. I don't know if the judge decides where, you know, a convicted person goes.
I always just wondered that. Like, how does the prison system work?
I guess it also depends on like how full the prison is. Like, this prison can only take 2 people, and then that prison can take 3. You know.
I just wondered that. You know, like, it's a whole family. It's
if they were really mad, I mean, separate them.
Dad and sons, man. You know, you can't just like put them all together and make it less depressing. I don't know. But
each family member is charged with 1 count of conspiracy to commit fraud and 2 counts of criminal contempt. They face up to life imprisonment if they're found guilty.
What? That's wild.
They start their arraignment tomorrow.
Ooh. Miracle drug. I thought you weren't going to do any COVID stories. You told me no COVID stories.
COVID is in.
You lied to me.
Sorry. I thought this was a funny story. Don't say you didn't think it was funny.
It was a funny story. I don't know. I still don't know what they were thinking. What were they selling as like pills, or how are they selling it?
So No, what they were selling was, I think it's called MMS.
That was the name of their product, I think.
The Miracle Mineral Solution is what they call it, MMS. But it was actually just sodium chloride and water. So sodium chloride and water, which when your body digests it after you drink it and your body starts digesting it, turns into like pretty much bleach. Like the way it breaks down turns into bleach in your stomach. So you're basically drinking bleach.
So they sold their cure under the guise of a religious entity called the Genesis 2 Church of Healing. Genesis 2 Church of Healing and Healing. Oh, of Health and Healing. I can't read. Genesis 2 Church of Health and Healing. I'm getting old. I can't read a 13.
No. I'm not sighing at you for not being able to read. I'm sighing at the situation because they abused people's position on their faith to get them to buy a product that wasn't going to do anything for them except harm them to make money. And that's what sucks.
You know what sucks is, like, if they had gone to like a bigger church, they would have made like tens of millions. Like, what small ass church did you go to where they only had $1 million? You know,
and
after a bigger church.
And I can't put all the blame on them because honestly, I can't say everybody, but I think it is a lot easier to get access to a computer or internet or some type of device to access the internet, even if you don't have a smartphone or a computer of your own. It's like you can go to the local library and use a computer, right? How difficult is it to Google this kind of stuff? How many people do you know that don't know how to use Google?
I'm sure there's few.
There might be a few, like, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. They're just too trusting, and that's just what makes me upset because I wish they just had the resources to research it a little bit and, you know, make a decision on their own whether or not this was a good idea.
I could have told you it wasn't a good idea.
Well, thank you.
Here's another thing that's not a good idea. Let's move on. That's a good segue. Again, you're killing me with this COVID news. According to the New York Times, millions are skipping their second doses of their COVID-19 vaccines.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
This is happening everywhere, and I can attest to this.
More than 5 million people, or nearly 8% of those who get the first shot of Pfizer or Moderna, have missed their second doses. Mm-hmm. And that's according to the CDC.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, so a lot of this is stemming from people got their first shot. You know, you get your first shot, and then they schedule you to come in, 3 weeks later, 30 days later, whatever it is for you, to get your second one. And a lot of places don't have their shipments in to get you your second shot. Or let's say you got the Moderna vaccine the first time, you need a second Moderna, and you go to the place where you got your first shot and all they have is Pfizer in stock. Well, you can't do that. So then they have to postpone your second shot until they can get more Moderna in. So there's cases like that, cases where they don't have any shots at all, show up and so well, there's no shots at all. Some people are just lazy. You know, they went second shot and they thought, oh, hey, you know, I feel fine. I think one shot was good enough.
Cured.
I'm half good, you know. I'm good. I don't think I need the second one. I feel good. I haven't gotten sick, and then they just don't get the second one. And this is really happening. There is a big vaccination distribution center close to where I live in Garland. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like a CVS or a Walgreens. It was at a football stadium where they had all these tents set up, and it was like a drive-thru. So you drive in, you check in, you roll down your window, you get your shot, you drive over there and wait for 15 minutes, and then you leave. So you never get out of your car. Mm-hmm. And they would see thousands and thousands of people a day. Well, I tried to sign up to get a shot over there, and they had postponed or paused the signups for shots because they said on their website, due to the amount of people skipping their appointments or not making their appointments, they've had to like rearrange the schedule and the list of people on the waiting list.
What?
They said it was 20,000 people.
Holy shit.
So it's people who never showed up for their first shot to begin with, people who showed up for their first one but didn't show up for their second one, or people, whether they were late or they just skipped or whatever. But because of that, they had to shut down the sign up portal so they could fix all the people on the wait list and these people need to get their second shot, and these people we can take off because they didn't show up and blah, blah, blah. And I couldn't sign up. So I had to find another place to get my shot because that's where I wanted to go.
So my boss got his done in Fair Park in downtown Dallas, which is a really big area in downtown Dallas. I mean, it's a football stadium. I mean, so I think he said both times he went, it was like a 3 or 4 hour wait. But yeah, I think he ran into that problem where he tried to go one day and they didn't have his, and he had to reschedule to go another day. But here's the thing I don't understand. Like, if you know that there's two different kinds of 2-dose vaccines, like Moderna and what's the other one, Pfizer? It should be one of those things where it's like, okay, Southwest region, you get Moderna. You know, East Coast, you get Pfizer, so forth. And it's like, okay, that's all we're going to send you. All you're going to get is Pfizer. All you're going to get is Moderna. So then it's not like, oh, well, this part of Dallas has Pfizer and this part of Dallas has Moderna. It's like, why wouldn't you just say, okay, this whole territory here, you know, here's the map of America, and this side of America gets Pfizer, this side of America gets Moderna. It's like, that's it. That's all we got. Then you don't run out. Like, well, you do run out, but at least you know that, like, hey, come back tomorrow, and all we're going to have is the same thing that you should have.
Well, I thought what I assumed they would have done, let's say, you know, a CVS gets 1,000 shots of Pfizer. Okay, you got 1,000 doses. You would only schedule 500 patients to get the shot because they each need 2. Why would you schedule 1,000 people to get the shot? You should have only scheduled 500, knowing that all 500 have to come back to get their second dose. That's what I assumed was happening this whole time, but maybe I was wrong.
So, okay, and I'm not real familiar with this. Are there 2 different doses? Like, is Moderna 1 and Moderna 2 the same? Or is there, like, literally a Moderna 1 and a Moderna 2?
I don't know the answer to that.
You know what I'm saying?
Question.
Is it just 2 of the same Moderna, or is it 1 and 2?
I feel like it's just 2 of the same one, because then that means there would be like 4 different shots.
Okay.
Like
yeah,
two versions of Moderna, 2 versions of Pfizer. We're out of version 1 of Pfizer. We only have version 2.
So how long are you supposed to wait before you take the second one?
I think it's at least like 3 weeks, so like 21 days, but I might be wrong. It might be 30 days because I get my second one on the 30th, but I also got my first one. Did I still get it this month? I feel like I got it on like the 2nd or the 3rd. So less than 30 days for me.
Well, I was just wondering because, like, my brother was I think he was at CVS. It was like one evening. It was like, you know, an hour before closing. And he was at CVS getting something, and somebody from the pharmacy or from the vaccine area, they're like, hey, have you gotten your vaccine yet? He's like, no. It's like, well, would you like one? We have a bunch of cancellations. We have to use them. They're allotted so many a day. We'd like, you know, to distribute them. So him and my sister-in-law, he was able to call my sister-in-law and get her on the list to get in there and do it.
Oh, nice.
So just by dumb luck, he was just at CVS and like, yeah, do you want it? I just didn't know, like, oh, hey, we got a bunch of Moderna 1s. Do you want one? And then we'll call you when Moderna 2 shows up? Like, I didn't know how that worked.
I feel like it's the same shot. You just need 2 doses.
But I guess we've figured out that taking them both at once isn't good for you. I guess somebody's already figured that out.
I guess. I don't know the entirety of how mRNA proteins work and why you need 2 doses. And it could be like, you know, the first shot you get puts the antibodies in your bloodstream. So that's your body developing the DNA or the antibodies to fight off COVID. And then you get a second shot, which is more COVID antibodies, which is probably a test of your immune system at that point to make sure that the antibodies you got from the first shot are going to recognize the antibodies from the second shot and not let you get sick.
I'm pretty sure I just want a 1 shot when I do finally get it. I think I'm good with the Johnson & Johnson. Just give it to me. Then I can't forget. But I don't know. I'm really freaked out by this thing. I'm really freaked out by the people that administer these because you're not going to get the same person twice. Like, if they give me my first shot, they're not going to give me my second shot.
Well, why do you need the same person?
I don't know. I'm like, is there a label on this thing that we know? Like, I don't want to know what's on the box. I want to know what's on mine. Like, I want mine labeled. Like, I want my little vial to say Moderna or Pfizer or Johnson and Johnson, so that I can take a picture of it, and then like I can come back in 3 weeks and be like, hey, look, this is the one I had. This is the one I need.
Well, they give you a card with that
No, I don't want a
information
card.
on
I want to see my vial with the name on it. Because God forbid the person says it's the Moderna one and they give me the wrong one.
Well, they don't give you two shots when you go in for your first appointment.
No, but I'm saying God forbid the guy say it's a Moderna shot and it's really the Pfizer shot.
Oh, they're not gonna mess.
He's
that
like,
up.
oh, I don't know. They screw up a lot of stuff.
No, they wouldn't screw that up.
I don't know. We'll see. Can you just mail it to me? You can't just mail it to me like you do.
It has to be kept at like
I know.
sub-zero degrees.
I know, but like you can send diabetics their insulin to inject themselves. You can't just
people would steal it.
You can't just mail it to me.
No, that people would steal it.
You can go to a lockbox at Amazon. I can just go pick it up.
No,
no,
it's illegal. There's certain ways they can transport that via logistics, but they can't just FedEx that to you. Sorry, bro.
I mean, I don't know.
Sorry.
I think they should.
Yeah.
I got a freezer right here. I can keep it for a couple days. It's cool.
I don't think your freezer's cold enough.
I'm gonna start selling bootleg Moderna shots out of my bee shed.
Wasn't there a South Park episode about that? Have you seen it?
No.
Yeah, the South Park vaccination special.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, you have to see it. It's so funny. They get their hands on like some shots, and Cartman tries to sell them for like $2,000 each because people were wanting to pay to get their shot.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yep. It's hilarious. I highly recommend it if you guys haven't seen it yet.
So I like how we get all the way through news, and it's the last episode that's not COVID related, or the last segment. So, what do we have? What is it on Mars? It's a rover?
Yeah.
We have a rover on Mars.
We got a rover on Mars.
Well, we've had a few rovers, but this is the newest one, right? It's been there a few months.
Yes. The Ingenuity. This is the one that landed not that long ago.
This is the one that's given us like the best images ever.
Mm-hmm.
So they have like a helicopter now, right?
Yeah. And why they're so excited is because this little helicopter drone thingy on Mars, it is going faster than they expected, and it's covering a lot more distance beyond what they thought it was going to be capable of, because they tested on Earth. Now, I'm sure they tried to, put it in an environment that would have, replicated the environment on Mars because, the air is different, the pressure is different, the atmosphere is different. But at the same time, there's only so much they can do. So I think they're pretty excited that it's, working so well, given the conditions on Mars.
So, okay, so they say that the helicopter flew at 1:31 a.m. Eastern time or 12:33 p.m. local Mars time. So not only is it farther in the day, but there's also a minute difference? It says it flew at 1:31 a.m. Eastern time or 12:33 p.m. local Mars time.
Yeah.
Hold on, but I'm confused because if we were here, like if we were in China and China's ahead of us, it's still the same minutes. It's just different hours.
Doesn't Mars rotate at a different speed than Earth?
I guess.
That's it. They rotate in different speeds than Earth does, and that's why the days
That's pretty gnarly that we have like two different time zones.
Yeah, doesn't Jupiter rotate like super slow, and there's like 600 Earth days in a one Jupiter year or something?
Well, then how do we
like
know what
that?
time it really is on Mars then?
Because we know.
How do we know?
Because we know. Science.
We assume.
Science.
They're gonna meet a Martian one day, and he's gonna be like, "It's not even that time." Like, what time are you? Like, no, you're way off. We're only 14 hours ahead of you.
So initially, it says that the Ingenuity, which is the name of this little rover helicopter thingy,
very clever name.
it was moving at 1.1 miles per hour. Super fast, I know, but now it is going up to 4.5 miles per hour, which is like a good jogging speed, man. Like you jog at 4.5 miles per hour on the treadmill, and you're a short person. That's fast.
How long did it run for?
It's still going. It's not stopping really. It flew for 80 seconds. It used its little propellers and flew 16 feet above the ground for 80 seconds. So it flew about 100 meters, which is a little over 300 feet. So that's really exciting.
I mean, it is cool.
Because the other thing we had on there is what? The Perseverance rover. And that thing just like
Cruise
roves.
around.
It just cruises.
It just cruises around.
Yeah.
You know? One of these days we're going to get there.
I think they're trying to build, places for people to live on Mars. Because one day, not in our lifetime, not in a very long time, but one day, we will probably overpopulate the Earth.
I'm pretty sure we're getting there very quickly.
Actually, well, I mean, yes and no. Birth rates in the U.S. are dropping, but that's a different subject. We're going to overpopulate the Earth. We are going to use up all of our natural resources. Unless we get our act together and try to save it, but let's be honest.
Or unless we get like some evil villain like Thanos that wants to just come in and wipe out half the population.
Yeah. Yeah, we need like a Thanos.
Keep me.
Some natural disaster is going to destroy, a good portion of the Earth's surface where there's just not enough room for the people that are there, or whatever the case may be. We need a backup plan. So Mars is said backup plan.
I thought COVID was the backup plan.
No.
Wasn't giving people COVID the backup plan?
No.
That's a whole other story, right?
I don't think COVID was a backup plan.
I think COVID was the first plan. Let's try and get rid of some of the impoverished and the elderly.
Oh man.
That's a whole other segment for a whole other day, right?
Because I think Elon Musk is trying to build, some type of station on Mars, to get people living out there.
I'm always scared of Elon Musk because more often than not, he has an explosion of some sort on his rocket launches, but it's just another day for a billionaire. And he's like, it's cool. We'll launch another one tomorrow.
That's what insurance is for.
He's had a few.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what insurance is for.
It's like, I know, but nobody really talks about that. He's had a few. Mm-hmm. He's had more than NASA, I think, at this point, and NASA's been around a lot longer. It's like, there's nobody on there. It's cool. Like, we'll just get another one.
This is what tests are for.
Yeah, but it's like, wait a minute. If people had been on there, it'd be a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's just his money and it's just rockets that are blowing up with robots in it, nobody gives a crap. But think about it. If there had been people in there, I think he would have killed off a couple of dozen people by now with his little rockets.
Mm-hmm. I feel, and I didn't include it in tonight's topics, but I saw a title of an article briefly. I didn't click on it, but it was about Elon Musk, and it was him saying, we know for a fact that people will die on our mission to get to Mars. That's what he said. He's like, people are going to die, whether it's during his lifetime or the next generation, and in the effort to get people to Mars, to get people to live there. The first people that go, Godspeed, bro. Like, it's not gonna be.
You're probably not gonna.
You're not gonna make it very long.
I'm really not wanting to go on that trip.
Yeah.
So is this where Space Force kicks in? Are Space Force people the first ones that are gonna want to go?
I mean, that's the military technically, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
those are orders. If
yeah.
you're on Space Force and they send you to Mars, that's an order.
I mean, yeah,
it's a death sentence, but it's an order.
You're getting shipped out.
You're getting deployed.
Yeah.
Permanently.
I know, and that's scary. But I mean, at the same time, these people made a choice to serve their country, so it's not
me going to Mars.
This isn't the draft. This isn't the draft. This is serving the world and the country to save mankind.
Me going to Mars is not me serving my country.
Well, don't join the Space Force.
But it's got a cool name. One, I'm too old, and two, I'm too fat. I think that's. And three, I don't think I can drink.
You got a bad shoulder. Your back's a little messed up.
There's no gravity. I'd probably actually work pretty well on Space Force. Yeah.
Well, I think there's some gravity. It's just different.
No, I'd be like, can I drink on the space shuttle? And no, hell no, I'm staying home.
I'd be like, just knock me out. Just put me under until we get there.
Like that movie, was it Passengers? The one with
You're talking to me about movies I don't know.
What's her name? That girl that was in the movie.
That girl.
It had man, what is the name of that girl?
I'll look it up.
Passengers. She's an Oscar-winning performer.
Sandra Bullock?
No, not that one. Damn it, what is her name? She was in the. Let me see. Now I gotta find it. Let's see. Passengers. Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt were in it, and they went on a space shuttle, on a space trip to go somewhere, and everybody gets like, I don't know, hibernated or cryo frozen.
Oh, they're like put in a coma.
Yeah, they get put in a coma until they get there, but then somehow Chris Pratt woke up, and then he woke up Jennifer Lawrence because he was like really infatuated with her. It was really weird. You never saw that movie?
No.
You should watch it. It's pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Wherever they were going, it was like an 80-year trip. So at the very end, when the crew gets there, it's like, well, hey, these two people were alive for all these years and they died, but we've been cryo-frozen for the last 80 years. We didn't know.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. No, I'll just put me under. How long does it take to get to Mars? I don't think it takes 80 years to get to Mars.
It's like 3 years, right, or 5 years?
It's not 80, but it's not quick.
Let me see. How long to? I guess if I Google how long to Mars.
How long does it take to fly to Mars?
Let me see. Oh, that's not that long.
It's the second.
It says 7 months.
About 7 months. It's 300 million miles, or 480 million kilometers.
7 months isn't that long. I mean, you're gonna get a lot of "Are we there yet?" from me, but 7 months isn't very long.
And it looks like when you go to, you can adjust your flight path, so they can still find the fastest way to get there.
Oh, cool.
Huh. It's like Google Maps telling you can take, this highway instead and get home 4 minutes faster. You're like, all right, yeah, let's do it.
Cool. If we go around this asteroid field,
Yeah.
If we go around the asteroid field, it'll add another 12 days. But if we go through it, it'll deduct 10 days. It's cool. Google Maps.
Yeah.
Does Google Maps work on Mars? Can you see real-time traffic?
Don't think so.
No, I can't see real-time traffic alerts.
Mm-mm.
Well, damn.
They don't have the roads loaded into Google Maps yet. The Google car has to drive around first.
They should get the Google spaceship and just have the little camera on top.
Yeah, he needs to drive around and get a 360 first. He hasn't had time to make it there yet.
I like it. Yeah, we should do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, so cool.
Yeah.
I think it's going to wrap us up, right?
Can you show this last picture?
What's this? Yeah, let's see what's this last picture.
Show this last picture. So we are recording this on the perfect date, y'all.
Can I open this?
And if you don't know what I mean when I say the perfect date, then you haven't seen Miss Congeniality.
But I can't. Hold on. I wonder if I can. How do I search this to blow it up? Perfect date, Miss
April 25th date. So please go watch Miss Congeniality. It's a classic. Sandra Bullock's in it. She's amazing. And so it's a movie about all these women in a pageant, long story short. And in the pageant, the pageant host is asking all the contestants a question. You have to answer a question in front of all the judges. And
here it goes.
Yeah, pull up that picture. So y'all are seeing this guy in red. Oh, by Ed. This guy in red is asking a contestant, describe your perfect date, as in a date with like a person when you go on a date. And this girl's kind of a bimbo. She is not the sharpest nail in the bunch in this movie. And so instead of saying date as in going on a date, she picks a date on the calendar, April 25th, because it's not too hot and it's not too cold, and all you need is a light jacket. Best scene in the movie. It's awesome. It's so funny. And every April 25th, I bring this up.
So happy April 25th,
Happy April 25th, everybody.
So, yeah, thanks for watching us. We didn't get to say what's up to the sponsors earlier because we had all kinds of issues. Mm-hmm. So let's shout out to East Texas Championship Wrestling, Young Ideas Dish, KenyaLendAHand.org, Tantalizing Tip to Toe by Myrna, Wave Space Audio for the music, and that's it. Oh, the local game store in Richardson, Texas.
Local game store.
Thank you guys for sponsoring us continuously, and we'll hold you guys next time.
Peace out, y'all.
Ladies.